الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم تقبل منا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اعتق رقابنا من النار في هذا الشهر الكريم واجعلنا من عبادك المرضيين يا أرحم الراحمين يا كريم يا رحمن يا رحيم. أما بعد. One of the most amazing aspects in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only described the events, but a description in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who knows everything. The absolute knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one of the attributes of the Quran. قال Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala في تفصيل كل شيء. There's, the detailing every matters possible that the human being will be in need in their journey of life. One of these aspects is the description of one's state, psychological state, the way how they feel, the way how they think. And that, subhanallah, reflect their path in this life. Is a path of a believer or a path of a disbeliever. One of the stories that we're going to be reading, inshallah, the second part, which is in Surah Al-Kahf. And all of you know Surah Al-Kahf, and many of the stories in the Surah Al-Kahf coming after Surah Al-Isra, really to give an example of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already laid down into Surah Al-Isra from the aspect of the belief, of the creed, of the fundamental of our aqidah, and how to preserve your identity from these elements that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned mainly in Surah Al-Isra. Then comes Surah Al-Kahf to give an example of people who truly have the contrast between a believer and a non-believer. And the example into the two friends or companion, the word companion, the one who's rich will have two gardens, and the one who does not have, anything, according to the story. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قال ودخل جنته وهو ظالم لنفسه. He entered his paradise or his garden. قال وهو ظالم لنفسه. This ayah reflect to you the personality of this person. A personality that truly most of the people in our society, they embrace, they are clothed with this personality. People who want to collect, who want to have, just to show off, just to, why do you think the social media is very successful? Is because the one who come up with it is very genius? No. It's really the manipulation of the weakness of the human being. I mean, you cannot say, for example, if you put food for the people who are starving, you said this is a genius, he brought them food. Oh, that's their nature, they're going to jump on it, they're going to fight for it if they're starving. So subhanAllah, people are fighting, are racing toward showing off. The more they have likes, the more they feel great. So this person, in his time, he has to show off. He has, to need the public. Who is this? Public is this friend of his. But the friend of his, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't bring any friend who's going to be praising this person. He brought as a friend to be, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling you, I want you to be like this person. Like this person. وَدَخَلَ جَنَّتَهُ وَهُوَ ظَالِمٌ لِنَفْسِهِ قَالَ مَا أَظُنُّ أَن تَبِيدَ. It's like that's it. He became like has control of everything. Like you see them today. He has everything. He controls everything. He would never think that, this thing is going to come to an end. And that is the ghurur. And that is the kufr. That is the disbelief. So people who have such personality, such feeling, such psychology, despite the fact that they might be Muslim, but in reality they don't have the foundation of a true believer. They don't. They don't. And whoever will read the story, he might be, influenced by the person, because all what you see is this rich person. But the hero in the story is the believer, the one who didn't have anything. That's the hero of the story. Because he kept reminding him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you from blood clot, from nutfa, from water. And look how you came. And then you are, showing like, it's like God, it becomes at the service of this person. That's how people today. There is a mentality in certain faith that God is in need of the creation. God is in need of the human being. So whatever they do, not only He has to forgive them because it's something classified, because we are saved. But they feel and they believe that their mere existence on this earth is a favor on God. So what He said, قَالَ وَلَئِن رُدِدْتُ إِلَىٰ رَبِّي, if I'll go back, I'm going to find greater than this. So He's like dictating on Allah what even to get in paradise. Like you see them today. But subhanallah, there is a story that people, they don't know about the believer, which is mentioned in Surah As-Saffat. This believer, according to the stories of Ahl al-Tafsiri, and this story also mentioned in many of the tafsir, you can review it in the tafsir of Ibn Kathir. There were two partners. They make a lot of money. They make 8,000 dinars in one of the narrations. Dinars is like, coins of gold. So one of them who has skills, and the other one, he's like the manager. So the one who has skills, he said, look, you do not have skills. It's like he felt like he's the one who's making the money. Like many partners, when they come to a point, one of them, he thinks like he's the one who's making the money. The other one passive, he's just getting the money. So he said like, let's end this partnership. He told them, okay. He said, I have skills you don't have. Let's, end the partnership. We'll distribute what we have. So one get 4 and the other one get 4. So the first one, he went and he get with 1,000 dinars a palace it belonged to a king who passed away. Then he invited his friend. He told him, look, what I have, look. So he wants, subhanAllah, he wants the public to show off. So the pious person, what he did, which is in the surah that we, what he said? He said, Ya Allah, my partner, ex-partner, he bought this house. I give 1,000 dinars sadaqah for Ya Allah to have me a house in paradise. And he gave 1,000 for you to remember the sadaqah. If you think of the akhirah. Then after a while, the person, he married a woman that he paid the dowry like 1,000 dinars. So, with 3 dots. So he came to him, he told him, oh, this, I have this now, this noble woman, this. So he said, he gave 1,000 as a sadaqah. He said, Ya Allah, this is for a pure spouse in paradise. Then, whatever he left, he has 2,000, he bought 2 gardens that are in the story of Surah Al-Kahf. And that when he came to him and he told him and he reminded him Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what he had remained, he gave it to Allah as a donation. He said, Ya Allah, I don't want gardens here. I want them at you, next to you, Ya Allah, in paradise. After a while, the angel of death came and took their souls. And then the believer, the angel was walking with him. He told him, this is the palace. And this is your spouse. He said, when you look at like she's, subhanAllah, is the light is spreading all over her. And he said, this is your gardens. He said, is this not the story of my sadaqah? He said, yes, it is. And then he wanted to see this partner of his, that when you continue the surah in Surah As-Saffat, قال هل أنتم مطلعون قال إن كان لي قرين يقول أئنك لمن المصدقين. Are you true? Do you think that is going to happen, these things? أئنا لمدينون. Do you think that after we die and everything we're going to be brought and someone is going to ask us, what did you do? Why did you do this? And we're going to be punished. I mean, that's in the era of the technology. That's Who will believe in that? فَقَالَ هَلْ أَنْتُمْ مُطَّلِعُونَ? Do you want to see? So it's like a request from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to see this person. When he looked, he find him وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ inside hellfire. قَالَ تَاللَّهِ إِن كُنْتَ لَتُرْدِينَ. Because he was his friend. Almost he were deluding me. If it was not Allah's guidance to persevere on the path, to direct his investment to what is going to be everlasting. Everlasting. Then he said, أَفَمَا نَحْنُ بِمَيِّتِينَ. It's very important. Are we going to die? Except the first death. And this is a key point, because whatever you're going to get in this life is going to be taken away by death. Whatever is going to get, millions, billions, houses, everything that you're going to get, death is going to take it away from you. So he said, أَفَمَا نَحْنُ بِمَيِّتِينَ. Are we going to die beside the first death? No. Then for this, that the worker, sincere worker, they should work. This is the objective. So you are in Ramadan, and you think in the true investment. It's not only in the masjid, we are cleansing, purifying. It's the factory of the purification in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But outside, you have to do the investment for your hereafter, for the thing that everlasting. Remember, anything that you're going to get from the pleasure, if it's not in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is going to be taken away from you. Sickness, disease, trial, problem, worry, grief, all of that, subhanAllah. Might someone has everything, but he cannot even taste a one bite. He cannot. Why? Because this dunya, it's not supposed to be paradise. This daru bala, the home of trials, the home of pain, the home where death exists. فَلِمِثْلِ ذَلِكَ فَلْيَعْمَلِ الْعَامِلُونَ. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to warm our heart toward this path, so we'll have the eagerness that will drive us, insha'Allah ta'ala, to focus on the path and to work for our everlasting life. وَإِلَى الصَّلَاةِ يَرْحَمُكُمْ.